Nuevamente muchas gracias por estar aquí presentes en el 7º Congreso de la Educación. I'm going to introduce to you Scott Mills. You guys had a chance to meet him already as he has been co-hosting with me here. He has been a police officer for 23 years and he is currently assigned as the social media officer working in the Toronto Police Service. He has volunteered as a social media advisor for community-led Crime Stopper programs in partnership with the police and media nationally in Canada and the US. Scott is a community collaboration and he is the key to success, and safety and social media tools are amassed to accomplish these goals using a relationship and technology strategies. So please give your hands for Scott Mills.
Thank you. We're going to talk for about half an hour on social media and kids that go missing, and why they go missing, and what happens when they go missing, and what that's all about. So just before we get going, I want to basically give a thank you to Estela Cuenca for putting this day on. Estela works tirelessly to put this on, and these events would not happen without Estela Cuenca. And I just think it's absolutely phenomenal what she does. I've told this story before and I'll make it really quick. When I came to one of the first Spanish-speaking education network congresses of education, and I told Estela I was a police officer, she told me where the door was, because she said that her whole community would leave if a police officer were there. And she was for real, and I wasn't very happy about it. And because I was coming on my own on a Saturday, and the reason I was coming was because I wanted to hear one of the speakers that she had about keeping kids out of gangs. So I was just interested in it. But Estela mistook my interest as a police officer that maybe something was going wrong and the police were watching them, and that all the people that were at the Congress of Education would leave. And since we became really good friends, and we work together with the board of directors behind the scenes to do these events. And I just can't say enough about Estela Cuenca. So thank you, Estela.
Muchas gracias, pero tengo que hacer una corrección acá y bastante clara. Primero, cuando él llegó con shorts y una camisa toda vieja, así como haciéndose que era una persona muy buena y pobrecita, ¿no? Y cuando me dijo que era un police officer, yo le dije que me mostraras, que por favor se fuera, porque si era police officer yo no lo había invitado. Y entonces él, cuando yo le dije que yo no lo he invitado, así que por favor váyase, porque si mi comunidad se entera de que yo traje acá un police officer undercover, I'm finished. So leave. And I didn't know that police officer can be so tough. He insulted me. He did. But me, Estela Cuenca, insulted him back. And he didn't like that. And then he says, fine, I'm leaving, but you hear from me. And then I said, wait a minute, what am I doing here? Am I destroying bridges? ¿Estoy construyendo puentes o estoy destruyendo los puentes? I think, yeah, I have to build. Tengo que construir. Wait. And I run after him. And see how tall he is? And how big he is? I show you what he did. And I'm running. Wait. Let's come back. And that's how a nice friendship relationship started. Many doors have been opened for the Spanish-speaking education network. I know. Yo sé que hay muchos presentes acá en este auditorio que no están muy contentos con el nombre del Spanish Speaking Education Network. Pero yo no iba a destruir algo que una persona con buenas intenciones lo quiso, fue el nombre que le dieron, que votamos y que, bueno, yo no iba a pelear con el mundo entero, pero iba a aprovechar para hacer este tipo de congresos, para que ustedes tuvieran la oportunidad de informarse. Esta vez pido disculpas porque se me ha dicho de que hay personas que no hablan inglés, pero hay muchos padres acá que cuando se inscribieron lo primero que hicieron fue preguntarme, ¿va a ser en español o va a ser en inglés? Entonces yo dije en español y vamos a tener simultaneous translation. ¿Qué me dijeron? No vamos porque nuestros hijos no hablan español o castellano. Entonces, sinceramente, yo quería que los chicos escucharan a un grupo de jóvenes que viene más tarde, que ustedes se van a quedar enamorados de ellos. En esa nota, bueno, acá está Scott Mills, estamos trabajando siempre juntos, apoyando todo lo que yo hago. A veces se enoja conmigo y no me llama por un mes. Y yo digo, good. No te llamo yo tampoco por 2 meses. Pero somos amigos. Tiene una linda familia. Es una persona, uno de los police officers, uno de los oficiales que tiene corazón, que lo he visto llorar cuando un gang member que él trató de sacarlo del grupo fue acribillado a balazos, y yo lo vi a él llorar. Y eso llega, ¿no? Porque todos somos padres y todas somos madres. Y para evitar todo esto hay que construir amistades. Y a los jóvenes que no están contentos porque estamos hablando en inglés, yo pienso que es parte de una integración donde tenemos que ser bilingües para tener los mejores trabajos y tener una futura generación más solvente. Muchas gracias por haber venido acá. Un abrazo a todos.
I have no idea what Estela just said. That's where Fernando comes in. So, it is quite a leap for a police officer to be as trusting when you don't understand the language that somebody's speaking. And regularly, I've been able to go on Spanish language radio, the first Spanish-speaking radio station in Canada, Voces Latinas, 1610 AM. And I've been able to go on that radio, and I have total faith in whoever is sitting beside me that they're going to say what I'm saying in Spanish. So I'm just meeting Fernando here today, so maybe you can say what I just said in Spanish.
Ok, perfecto. ¿Me escuchan? Ok, bien. Bueno, comentaba Scott que siempre es difícil para uno cuando uno no entiende el idioma en que le está hablando, como saber lo que están diciendo, pero nos comentaba que él ha aparecido en el radio Voces Latina 1610 AM, y él siempre tiene la confianza de que el persona que está a su par le está traduciendo bien las cosas y que está comunicando bien lo que él quiere comunicar.
So trust is everything, and thank you for trusting me, and I'm glad to be able to trust you here, and I hope that through our live stream that this message is going to go and be heard by somebody in another country that might not feel as comfortable about that trust relationship. And so please share, and I'll just show you again where you can share, and maybe Fernando can say what I said in Spanish while I'm doing that.
Es muy importante saber confiar en las personas y me alegra poder confiar en ustedes y que ustedes tengan confianza en mí. Y también para toda la gente que nos sigue a través del internet, espero que se le llegue ese mensaje de confiar en las personas y confiar en nosotros.
So if we click play on that button, I just went to the Spanish Speaking Education Network website. If we click play on this button, you will hear
de confiar en las personas y confiar en nosotros.
So if we click play on that button, I just went to the Spanish Speaking Education Network website. If we click play on this button, you will hear
De confiar en las personas y confiar.
There you go. So we're live to YouTube. and that is thank you to my son who's 15 years old, Adam Mills, who's sitting up there. Thank you, Adam. And it's also thank you to Rochelle Burnett, who is a Toronto Police civilian employee. This is Rochelle. She's up in the booth up there. Thank you, Rochelle. And her top tweet here on her Twitter is that the Toronto Police is hiring civilian and upcoming uniform opportunities to become a civilian member of Toronto Police, is what Rochelle is, and for a police officer. So do you want to say that?
Y queríamos agradecer primero que nada al hijo de Scott que nos está ayudando con esta presentación y que está ahí arriba, y también a Rochelle Burnett, quien es un empleado civil de la Fuerza Policial de Toronto y nos está colaborando en esto. Y aquí dice que están buscando gente tanto para oficiales como empleados civiles.
So I really believe in social media for success and for safety. So earlier we had a moment of silence to remember the victims in a terrorist attack in Paris yesterday. This can happen anywhere, anytime. And that would be the reason why we use social media as police officers for safety, because we want to be able to communicate with you when we're not face to face, when you're looking to us for leadership. You want to say that, please?
Yo creo firmemente en las redes sociales, tanto para el éxito como para la seguridad. Por ejemplo, si estuvieron aquí en la mañana, vimos cómo se utilizó el red social Twitter en los atentados en París, y cómo pueden ser algo útil para asegurar la seguridad de las personas en esos tipos de eventos.
So today we're talking about success, student success. So I want you to be able to hear what people like Rochelle are saying every day that work for Toronto Police, and we want to be able to hear what you're saying every day. So what I want to show you is where those messages go to. We tweet every emerging major event in Toronto. Goes up on Twitter right away. Twitter is where all the news breaks. You say that in Spanish, please.
Hoy estamos hablando del éxito estudiantil y como parte de eso quería mostrarles cómo Twitter puede ser una herramienta bastante útil para las noticias emergentes, como cada evento importante que sucede en la ciudad se comunica a través de Twitter y se puede ver.
So this is the Toronto Police website. If you just Google Toronto Police, you can go to the website. This is what it looks like. My job is to run the Twitter, Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, and Google+. And we also have a few others like Pinterest, but they're not up there because there's just not enough hands and enough time in the day to get them all done. So my full-time job is to run those accounts.
Este es el sitio web del Toronto Police Service y yo trabajo en las redes sociales, todo lo que ven ahí, el Twitter, el Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, Google+, incluso algunas otras redes como por ejemplo Pinterest. mi trabajo es mantener esas cuentas y actualizarlos.
So if you go to the website, and I'm just scrolling down here, you'll see this section right here. And it's got the Twitter and the Facebook for all of the Toronto Police Service civilian members and police officers that use social media. So as soon as Rochelle uses her phone to put something on Twitter or Facebook, it goes right into that feed, right into the Toronto Police website. So you can always see what's up to date right there, and I can do that too. So if you look at View More, right here on the website, it will bring you up to everything that all of our officers are saying on social media today. So there's a lot of officers doing a lot of different things. And there's one account there that is called TPS Operations. Can you say that?
Y si ven en esa sección del sitio web de Toronto Police Services, ahí tienen una página donde usted puede ver todas las actualizaciones de estados de redes sociales durante las últimas 24 horas. Y si ves acá una cuenta que se llama TPS Operations, que están señalando ahí con el láser.
So that account, TPS Operations, puts every major call out right away. The media used to be able to hear our police radios up till about 6 months ago, and now they're encrypted. And so the media can't hear them. So Twitter is the new police radio, the new police scanner. And so the people that are putting out on the TPS Operations account are my team. And the reason they do it on the operations account is because our Toronto Police account has a lot of people following it, and not everybody is interested in every call. So when there's a big thing that happens, we switch over to the main Toronto Police accounts. Okay, so a big thing, do you want to say that?
Esa cuenta de TPS Operations lo que hace es poner cada llamada importante que recibe la policía. Ahora tiene la función de que antes tenían el radio policial, que antes los medios de comunicación podrían escucharlo. Ahora no, eso se cambió hace 6 meses, ahora tiene inscripción. Sin embargo, ahora ese papel es cumplido por esta cuenta de TPS Operations. Y eso es porque la cuenta principal de Toronto Police Services, lógicamente hay mucha gente que sigue esa cuenta, entonces para no publicar demasiados mensajes para todas esas personas, solo se publican las cosas más destacadas en esa cuenta.
So you can go here and see all the success that's going on, including this event. So if Rochelle puts out something and says, watch here, Rochelle's actually working on the Spanish-speaking education network's accounts right now. But later on, when she's not really busy, she'll probably share all those Spanish-speaking education network tweets and Facebook posts onto her Toronto Police stuff. And so will I. And they'll go right into this stream. So a lot of the success that we're doing right here together is going to be shared onto that website. And this website literally gets millions and millions of views. Now, you want to say that?
Por ejemplo, si Rochelle quisiera después publicar algo en su cuenta acerca del evento que estamos viviendo acá, se vería acá en esta cuadrita que dice Twitter con su cuenta, y estaría para vista pública lo que estamos haciendo acá en un sitio web que tiene millones de visitas.
So we also, when we do a press conference, we do YouTube Live, just like we're doing here. And automatically the videos go right onto the Toronto Police website. So if you want to see everything that was said, you can go back and watch it whenever you need to. This particular individual here, the police detective in the sex crimes unit is talking about, is a video that was done in our office 2 days ago. And that man is wanted right now for an alleged sexual assault with a firearm in downtown Toronto. And we're quite concerned about the safety of all women. And we're also concerned for his own safety. I can't say much more than that. But if you wanted to, if that was something in your area and you maybe saw something like that on the news, then you could come to the website and you could probably get more in-depth information by just clicking there and seeing what's happening. So, you know, God forbid, if we had a terrorist attack and you needed to get official information, we would all be working to put information out and it would all go into there. So all of the information that we're putting out officially, and we would be doing it quite quickly as the situation emerges, would all be going into that same stream. So it can get quite overwhelming at times. This all kind of started out with myself and one other guy by the name of Tim Groves. I started doing it in about 2004 with a team in downtown Toronto with kids, along with another officer by the name of Laurie McCann, and her Twitter handle is The Coffee Cup. And we were trying to stop issues of bullying online with kids. Not by spying on kids, but by reaching out and, just like we're doing here today, and becoming friends with people and having valuable relationships with people. And doing it in real life and continuing it online. And then when there's a problem online, we were able to see it and understand it a lot better and try to reach out and deal with it the best we could without putting kids into handcuffs, without taking kids to jail, by involving their parents, by involving their teachers, their guidance counselors, their school principals and vice principals, the people that matter in their life. And we want to keep them on a path of success and a path of safety. So that's the whole strategy on that. Maybe Fernando can summarize that a little bit.
Bueno, como ven en este cuadro, cuando la Fuerza Policial de Toronto hace una conferencia de prensa, se transmite en vivo, en línea, en YouTube, como también se está haciendo este evento a través de la cuenta de SCN, y usted puede ver las actualizaciones de, bueno, en esa cuadra que está en la pantalla antes. Cada noticia importante, por ejemplo, si pasara una emergencia en Toronto, usted podría meterse en este sitio web para ver más información acerca de lo que está sucediendo y acerca de la investigación que están haciendo en la fuerza policial. Y todo este esfuerzo de comunicación a través de redes sociales empezó a raíz de un trabajo que Scott hacía con unos colegas para buscar tener relación positiva con los jóvenes en la comunidad, para poder comunicar con ellos a través de una manera de amistad y no de investigación, para construir las bases de un éxito en la comunidad.
So I want to get into kids. Why do kids go missing? Do a lot of kids go missing? How many say a lot of kids go missing? How many say not a lot of kids go missing?
Or anything else that you see down there?
Yeah, I'd say we get maybe anywhere from 3 to 6 a day in Toronto. But that's 2.5 million people, so that's not a lot, right? Adults, maybe two or three a day. Young adults, that's all included in adults. So it's not a lot. When somebody, do you want to say that? that it's not a lot, because I think it's really important.
Bueno, ahora vamos a cambiar un poco de tema y vamos a hablar acerca de cómo desaparecen los niños. Y nos comentaba que en Toronto, que es una ciudad de 2,5 millones, se desaparecen entre 3 o 6 niños cada día, y adultos entre 2 y 3, incluidos los jóvenes. Y quería destacar que para una ciudad de este tamaño eso no es mucho.
So if you needed, why do kids go missing? Usually because there's a disagreement at home with their parents or their guardians, or something else is going on at school that they don't want to talk to their parents or guardians about. So the best solution to not having your kids go missing is to keep good lines of communication open at all times. You know, make sure that your kids are able to come to you and talk to you about anything that's important to them. Even if it's not important to you, it's important to them, and make sure you keep those good lines of communications open.
Y la principal razón por la cual desaparecen los niños es normalmente porque hay algún conflicto en la casa, o porque hay algo que le está sucediendo fuera de la casa y no pueden o no quieren hablar con los papás acerca de eso. Y entonces es muy importante siempre mantener una comunicación buena y sana con los hijos para asegurar que esas situaciones no suceden.
And expand that relationship onto social media. So if your kids are using Snapchat and you're saying, what is Snapchat? Ask your kids to show you how Snapchat works. That's how I learn everything. I ask Adam. He's the one live streaming here. He's 15, and my daughter Sarah is 13, and I just ask Adam and Sarah questions, and they teach me technology. And I hope by the life I lead and by the communications that we have, that I influence them about my experience in life. So if you can put your knowledge and experience as parents together and give some respect to the kids' knowledge on technology, and say, admit, you know more than me, will you teach me? And will you listen to me on this? Right? Go back and forth. You will have success and you will have safety. And talk about it every day. It's a learning thing every day. And I can't say that enough. Communication is everything.
Y incluido en ese tema de comunicación, es muy importante comunicar con los hijos acerca de redes sociales y saber cómo son las redes sociales. Por ejemplo, Scott, todo lo que sabe de redes sociales lo aprendió de sus hijos. Por ejemplo, su hijo Adam, que tiene 15 años, por ejemplo, cuando Scott no sabe qué es Snapchat, él va y pregunta a su hijo, ¿qué es Snapchat? ¿Cómo funciona eso? ¿Me podría mostrar eso? Entonces es importante tener esa relación con los hijos y saber que los hijos saben esas cosas y manejan esos temas de redes sociales y tecnológicas mejor que uno, y tener ese respeto por el conocimiento que ellos tienen para poder aprender de ellos y poder comunicar mejor así.
If you get in a situation where your kids are missing, a lot of people think that there's a rule that your kids have to be missing for 24 hours before you can report them to the police. There's no rule like that. Can you say that in Spanish?
Si sucediera que desapareciera su hijo, hay un mito que existe y queremos desmentir ese mito, que hay que esperar 24 horas antes de comunicar con la policía. Eso no es cierto.
If you need us, go to the website. At the top, at the very top, if it's an emergency, no matter what it is, you can call 911. 911 for an emergency. If it's a non-emergency, then you call the non-emergency number, 416-808-2222. you say that, please?
Si ves en este sitio web, puedes ir a torontopolice.on.ca y puedes ver acá los dos números. El 911 es para emergencias y este otro número, el 416-808-2222, es para situaciones que no son emergencias.
So we will come and meet you wherever you want to meet, and we'll take a report from you. It'd be really great to have a picture, and please be honest with everything that's going on. There's 3 levels of searches that'll happen from that point on. Most are just a low-level search, let's call it level 1. Level 2 means you start to bring more and more police officers out to search. Level 3 is the top level, and it's an all-points bulletin. It's basically all hands on deck. And that happens when it's lots of times a missing elderly person, when they're experiencing Alzheimer's, and it's cold. That would get to a level 3 pretty quickly. Can you explain the 3 levels?
Cuando usted comunica, si sucediera que alguien desapareciera, cuando usted comunica con la policía, ellos pueden ir y reunir con usted donde sea más conveniente, y te van a hacer un informe con la información que usted les da, preferiblemente una fotografía de la persona les ayudaría mucho. Y después de eso, bueno, y también es importante ser 100% honestos cuando están haciendo ese informe, cuando están preguntando las cosas de qué pasó. Y después de eso hay 3 niveles de búsqueda que pueden iniciar. La primera no es para situaciones tan graves. Luego sigue la segunda, donde hay más policías involucrados en lo que es la búsqueda. Y finalmente la tercera nivel, que es la más urgente, es cuando hacen lo que llaman un boletín de todos los puntos, y ese es bastante urgente y hay muchas policías involucrados en la búsqueda de la persona. Eso, por ejemplo, sucede mucho con adultos mayores que padecen enfermedades mentales, por ejemplo Alzheimer's, y si está haciendo frío, si ellos desaparecen y es una situación de más urgencia, entonces van a ir directo a un nivel 3.
So the final thing you need to know about missing people are Amber Alerts. The Toronto Police here in Toronto and every police service in Ontario are not the ones that call an Amber Alert. There has to be a specific criteria that's met for Amber Alerts, and Amber Alerts are operated by the Ontario Provincial Police out of Orillia. And it pretty much needs to be a child that's in danger, in danger, and it needs to have just happened. And all the signs on the highways flash the pictures up. If it's in the middle of the night, all the people at the major news outlets are getting their phones ringing, their own personal phones ringing to get this up on the media, and it goes out on social media. So it now does go out on Facebook and on Twitter from the OPP. Amber Alerts are basically drop everything you're doing for us as police officers and try to do what you can to try and help to find that missing child. They generally work, and oftentimes they're in a situation where there's a parental abduction, where there's some violence that could be anticipated or known to have happened. So if you hear an Amber Alert, what can you do? If you have Facebook, just go on to Google. How many people have Facebook here? Right? This is something you can do if you hear an Amber Alert on TV, because our inclination is we want to help. We want to help. So what can you do? Just go to our trusty friend Google here and type in Amber Alert Ontario Facebook.
By day 3, my daughter was born.
There's their Facebook, and feel free to go and like this page. 185,000 people have liked it. And you can just go on there and they'll have the picture and maybe a vehicle or anything that they know will be on there, and you can share it onto your social media. You don't have to worry when they're found that, oh, what do I do with that post now? Because as soon as the people are found, the OPP remove that information, so it'll automatically remove from your profiles. And you can do the same thing on Twitter. They recently got Twitter because the news breaks on Twitter and it falls on Facebook. So there's always this communication delay between the originating police force and the OPP about, have we found this person? And then you've got the media outlets that are always trying to be the first at breaking news. And sometimes you get erroneous information going out from a source other than the Amber Alert people. So the only official source of information in an Amber Alert urgent situation is the OPP. Until they say that this child is located and safe, it's done. They may call off the Amber Alert after a 24-hour period, I believe, if the child isn't found, because it's only for urgent situations, because they don't want it to go on and on and on and on. The idea is to try and find that child as quickly as possible because they're in danger. So that's how that type of stuff works. And if your child does go missing, it will come to my office, and we will put a news release out. So it will go up on all the traditional media like CP24 and Voces Latinas picks up a lot of the Spanish ones, Spanish community, and a lot of the ethnic media pick up other ones. And so you can always, you can guarantee that it's going to go out there pretty quickly. When it's done, we remove everything, but that's not to say it's going to get removed from the major media outlet. Okay? So it's kind of a crapshoot. You know, you want to find the person, but you don't want to have the person up there as a missing person, you know, to be able to find on the internet. So we do our best to make sure that doesn't happen. But my clear message is please don't be afraid to call us if you need us. Sometimes if the child's just wandered off and they're nearby, it doesn't even get to a report stage. All the police officers in the area will hear the call coming over, they'll come into the area, and boom, within 5 or 10 minutes after those police officers are there, they found that person. And we alert the transit system and the taxis and everybody right away. So it's really key to call, especially if it's a young child, to call right away. Don't be afraid. Don't be afraid that it's a bad thing for your child. It's not. It's a good thing. You want to find them. Okay. So having said that, I'm gonna finish up here. We've got a. Oh, sorry, forgot the translation.
Bueno, lo último en ese tema de que quería hablar son las alertas Amber, y esas alertas Amber se manejan a través de la policía provincial de Ontario. Ellos son los encargados de hacerlos, y tienen que haber criterios particulares para que suceda una alerta Amber. Generalmente son niños y niñas que son secuestrados y que hay cierto riesgo de peligro para ellos, y se puede seguir esa información de las alertas Amber a través de las redes sociales que tiene el OPP. Hay una cuenta que se llama Ontario Amber Alert en Facebook, que tuvieron en la pantalla hace un poco, y ahí es donde donde se puede encontrar la información pues, de una manera más rápida, y también una ventaja que tiene ese cuenta que no tienen los medios de comunicación, porque normalmente cuando hay una alerta Amber también se contacta a los medios de comunicación, se publica en las carreteras, se habla con los sistemas de tránsito, con los taxis, con todas las personas que están en cierta posición para comunicar la información. Una ventaja que tienen estas cuentas es si uno hace un post, si uno habla acerca de lo que está sucediendo, compartiendo el contenido de esa cuenta, cuando se encuentra la persona, lo que usted compartió será borrado automáticamente para no comprometer la identidad de la persona desaparecida.
Okay. The last thing I want to do is I want to do a tweet here, and I want to improve my Spanish. So Fernando, can you come here and write gracias? I don't know how to spell it. So when I do this, gracias. Okay, thanks Fernando. That's good. Gracias. And then I say SSENEDU. That's a hashtag. Spanish Speaking Education Network. EDU was taken from a guy by the name of Jeff Pulver in New York City, who's the guy that invented, pretty much, voice over internet protocol. He got it deregulated at the US government level. And he's a friend of Estella's of mine. And he was really passionate about education, so he hosted conferences like this, and he always put EDU at the end. And a lot of education people out there use EDU as a hashtag, so that's why we have SSEN EDU. And when I tweet that, just like that, it goes right to the front page of the Toronto Police website. And it's really a great system, so we can communicate back and forth. And what I'd love people to do today is to actually tweet into SSEN EDU. So there's the hashtag. We typed it in on our Twitter account, and you can use hashtags on any social media platform. Wow. It's almost like you were there, because you've got all these photos and stuff up there of people doing things, and there's the Spanish Speaking Education Network, Twitter, there's Victor, he's right there, tweeting. So, oh, there's us back in the green room. So we're having some fun, and that's basically how it works. And that's last night in Paris when people typed in the hashtag Porte Ouverte. They were trying to get people that couldn't get home a place to stay. So this is the ultimate common hailing frequency of building success and safety in our community. And thank you very much. I'll turn it over to Fernando.
Y finalmente, les invitamos a utilizar este hashtag SSENEDU, para compartir tweets acerca de esta conferencia. Aquí podemos ver algunos ejemplos de la cuenta de Scott y de Víctor y de otros que están acá. Y agradecer finalmente la oportunidad de venir acá y hablar con ustedes.
So as soon as you can stop the stream up there, Adam, as soon as we get the next stream up, we need 5 minutes here, so if you need to go to the bathroom, go now. We need 5 minutes, and Victor Garcia is coming up with a panel of young people. And I think this is going to be one of the highlights of today. So really looking forward to this next presentation. So you have 5 minutes and come right back, please.
Haremos un descanso de 5 minutos y luego volveremos con el panel